Maybe not, maybe not. All of it? Everything on?
Yeah, mate.
How good. Welcome back everyone to Soul Training, and today I'm joined with my very good friend and mentor, Leslie Lau, founder of Finding Space. We've been working together on an ebook called Foundations of Nutrition, and today we're going to cook one of the recipes from the book and show you how it's done and some of the ingredients that you need to make a very nutritious meal. For me, it's very important to understand holistically how nutrition fits in, and that's why we work together on this project itself. But for me, I'd love you to know more about Leslie, so I've got two questions. Leslie, what is Finding Space?
Yep.
And two, how do you find nutrition to be important for someone's holistic health?
Sure. Thanks for the invite, man.
Nice.
So, as Josh said, I'm Leslie Lau, founder of Finding Space. That's a mentorship platform that I use to help and guide people to find a bit more purpose and passion and also their truth in their life. In terms of nutrition and why that's important, obviously the way that I look at well-being is from a holistic lens, just as you do, and this is why this collaboration is working. We look at physical, mental, and also spiritual well-being. Physical, I guess, is a very important platform for us to have, so if we don't have physical well-being, then really we can't really go anywhere. Without a healthy engine, then we can't drive anywhere. So that's nutrition for me. It's very simple, but it's also very important for us to have a solid base to work from. So yeah.
Awesome, thank you. I think you perfectly summarised why we are working together. For me, soul training, as a personal trainer, clients will come to myself around training itself, the physical aspect, and say, what reps, sets, or exercises do I need to do to get to a goal? Which I can prescribe, but then we talk further and further around what they eat, and a lot of times they neglect that aspect of it. They feel as training will get a lot of the stuff done. But for me and yourself, we know for a holistic view, your nutrition and diet is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So that's why we work together on the book itself. And I'm excited today to go through some of the recipes and working through that. So enough about ourselves. I think we're going to get into the cooking.
Let's do it.
Roles and responsibility. Leslie, you'll be head chef.
Yeah, mate, no worries.
Myself, kitchen hand. Let's go.
Alright guys, so today we'll be cooking one of the recipes from the ebook that Josh and I have collaborated on, the Foundations of Nutrition. What we'll be cooking today is a baked salmon with some Asian flavouring, with a side of steamed bok choy and also some quinoa. So the three principles of the ebook that Josh and I have collaborated on, we'll be following that today with the meal that we're cooking. So those three principles are locality, seasonality and quality. And everything that you see in front of you here is representative of that. So with locality, all the produce here has been sourced from an independent grocer, and a local independent grocer, they usually have affiliates with local producers of produce and other products, food products, and that ensures, or it heightens the opportunity or chance to have freshness and seasonality, which again is another principle that we have in the ebook. We're blessed in many modern cultures, especially Western culture, to have an abundance of produce available to us. So seasonality is, I guess, important there, but it's not so much of a problem with where we live as such. And the last one is about quality. So quality is always key in my mind. So all the produce that you see in front of you here is organic, and it's also we try to avoid things that are factory farmed and things like that. So the quality of the produce means the quality of the nutrients that are going into our body, is matching there. So yeah, we'll get into it.
Awesome, let's go.
Alright guys, so what we'll start off with, we've got some beautiful New Zealand king salmon here that will need to be baking today. So we've preheated the oven to about 180 degrees Celsius. And let's prep the sauce, but at the same time, Josh, I'm going to get you busy with a couple of things as well.
Yeah, easy.
So with this, the bok choy, we just chop off the ends. So, and I might get you to take that to the sink, mate, and give it a good wash.
Nope.
When you're done with that, do the same with the coriander. I'll put here.
Yep.
And whilst you're doing that, I'm just going to prepare the sauce that's going to go on top of the salmon here. So I've got a red onion here, and I'm just going to dice it finely. I'm going to take the edges off and get the skin off, which is a bit tricky.
Hey, let me what this one's done.
Yeah, just put it to the side, mate, when you're done, and get on that coriander. Alright, so we've got the onion peeled here. We'll just dice this finely. Alright. So this is diced, and what we've got here is the base of the sauce. This is just some organic tamari and also some sesame oil that I've just combined there already. So I'll just throw that in.
Done, really good.
You good? All
Yeah.
good?
Just your hand, you got it.
Alright, so this is the quinoa here as well, mate. If you want to just give that a good wash.
Yeah.
Try not to lose too much of it into the sink, mate.
No, I'll try my best. I'll try my best.
Right, after the onions, we're going to do the same with a few cloves of garlic here. So again, chop off the ends and get rid of all of that. Rid of the skin.
We have more quinoa, right?
Yeah, no, it's fine, man.
Yeah,
Like,
sweet.
you don't want to eat too many carbs, it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's calories and that's not.
Just a bit rough, guys, with the garlic here. And again, into the sauce. Now the next part to adding to the sauce is really just up to you in terms of whether you like the flavour or not. So I've got some roasted sesame seeds here as well as some chili flakes. So chili flakes, just a taste. I mean, depending on how spicy you like it. How spicy do you like it, Josh?
Extra spicy.
Some roasted sesame seeds. And we'll just do the same with the coriander that Josh has washed here. Just roughly chop.
Quinoa's done.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot harder than I expected. So pro tip, have, what do you call it? Not a strainer, but what's the other thing? Collagen? Colander. Yeah, have one of those.
Alright, so this is basically the sauce done. If you want to give that a bit of a stir up and mix it up with a spoon there, mate.
I'll show you. Now, I like to use anti-clockwise, right? This way, just something good different, right? It just works a lot better, trust me. maybe not. Alright, let's see what we got. It smells good, I'll tell you that. It does smell
Get
good.
it all in there, mate. Get it all in there.
What's the next few steps?
Alright, that's good. So what we'll do now, I'll bring the salmon over, mate.
Oh, is it going in here?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, okay.
So if you just want to spoon that evenly across the three pieces there.
Yeah, sweet. Alright,
Doesn't need to be perfect, mate. Just make sure it's on top.
yep. All of it? Everything on
Yeah,
it?
mate.
How good.
You're gonna more flavour.
More flavour? Oh. Alright. Okay, we did discuss this though earlier. What's gonna happen if we're one of those people at home that don't like coriander? And then what's the
Yeah.
tip there?
Look, one of the principles, like I said, with seasonality and locality even, is that there is variety for us to choose and to try. So I would always say, look, just try, and if you don't like it really, then that's fine. Choose something else. But variety is really important when it comes to your nutritional intake as well. There's a lot of people that say eat the rainbow, and eat all the colours of all the food and all the produce, and if you have a wider variety that you intake into your body, you have a better chance of absorbing more, a wider array of nutrients. So that's my first step. I say try.
Okay, very good. And I know some people at home still won't buy it. So stay down.
That's it.
Very good.
Alright, so that's done. So what we do now, we just want to create a nice little parcel for the salmon here. And what this does really, in the oven, it keeps in a bit of the moisture, keeps it nice and soft. And nice and roughly, and something like that, doesn't need to be perfect. And we'll just throw it in the oven. And that'll go into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. It just depends on how big your fillets are, and also I guess how cooked or not cooked you like your salmon. I like it where it's just slightly translucent in the middle, and so it keeps that nice moist sort of texture, but that's a preference thing.
Right, with the heat, because I don't know if we got it, what heat should we be cooking at?
180 degrees, yeah. So that's that. Salmon's sorted, so let's get on to the quinoa, mate.
Yeah, so this is what I prepared earlier.
So that's washed, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep. All good. So want you to put that into a pot here, mate.
Yeah. Now, probably need a spoon.
No, just throw it in. Just throw it in.
Alright.
Throw it in. Throw it all in.
There you go.
Make sure you get all the other bits in there, mate.
Okay. Now, what is quinoa? Because I always think, when I think quinoa, it's like rice. Is it rice? Or
it's not rice, it's just another grain. And it is a good alternative to rice because a lot of people would have heard before, quinoa is like one of those, quote unquote superfoods.
Yep.
It's quite nutrient dense, and like I said, it's a good alternative for rice. And it's relatively high in protein for a grain, so it's good.
How much? Is it cooked with water now? Or?
Yeah, so we've pre-boiled some water in the kettle.
Oh, very good. Yep.
So just top it up so it just sort of covers the quinoa that you've got here. Yeah, perfect.
Good.
And just chuck on the fire in here, mate. Alright.
Very good.
And we'll just put it on a medium heat. And your job really, mate, is to keep an eye on it, stir it, and
what I'm hearing is secure the quinoa. I'm securing the quinoa.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. How long does this take, do you reckon?
The quinoa takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So yeah, what you want to do is cook off all the water so that you can just see the quinoa absorbs all the water.
Yeah.
And then continue to add water until it becomes a nice soft texture.
Oh, okay. So once it goes down, I'll take it.
Yeah, okay. So it should take about 10-15 minutes, depending on how high you want to cook it.
Yeah.
We've got it on medium heat now.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I guess we can prep our bok choy here.
Yeah.
So just get a little pot and then chuck it all in. And this really, the bok choy takes about 2 minutes to cook. It takes no time at all. And what we want to do is sort of just soften it up with the steaming process. With cooking green vegetables, it's one of those things where when you use too much water and you cook it in the water, it tends to leach out too much of the nutrients, right? So that when you discard the water, it's really just bare fiber. So what we want to do is sort of find that balance. So what I do, I just add a tiny bit of water at the bottom, and then put a lid on to create the steaming effect.
Okay.
And then afterwards, that water essentially turns into the sauce that we eat as well, right? so we don't lose too much of that. And again, with cooking duration, we don't want to cook it for too long, because again, if you cook it for too long, then we essentially could kill the nutritional value in it as well. So yeah, well, this is pretty much prepped. I mean, we can get on this in a second once we get closer to Quinoa's completion there.
Yeah, it's all good.
Alright, cool guys, welcome back. So we're getting close. The salmon's almost ready and the quinoa is almost done as well. Reg is doing a wonderful job there. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
So what we might do now is just finish off with the veggies. So very easy. We'll just pop this on the fire, and like I said, just a tiny bit of water at the bottom. Put the lid on, and sorry mate, we'll just put this fire on. Fire on.
We go high?
Yeah, and this one literally, it takes 2 minutes. So again, what the purpose of the water is just for the steaming of the vegetables. Put the lid on top, and yeah, we'll just leave this on the fire for a couple of minutes, and everything should be done at the same time. Alright, so the bok choy is done. You can see it's nice and soft, comparison to what it was before. And we're just going to put a bit of soy sauce here and sesame oil on top, and also some roasted sesame seeds. Some tongs to toss it around a little bit. We can plate some of that up. With the quinoa, you'll see that it's done as well. That's nice and fluffy here. So what we might do, this is my favourite ingredient, it's ghee. So ghee is clarified butter. It's a really good source of good fats that we like to get in. And you know, if you like to indulge a little bit with this, like I'm always an advocate for this. It's absolutely delicious. So we'll just get a spoon and dollop this in. What do you reckon? Double?
Yeah, definitely.
The more the better, I say. All right.
Wow.
And just stir it through. All right. Then a bit on the side of the plate here. And we'll just grab the salmon out of the oven as well. Alright. So we've got the salmon out of the oven here, guys. Describe the smell, mate. Describe the smell. Our viewers can't smell that.
Oh, mate. It smells amazing. A bit of spice in there, and like sesame seed. If anything, I am so hungry right now. I'm looking forward to this.
So yeah.
Nicely plated.
Alright, just plating up now, guys. So get one of your pieces of salmon here. Thank you. There we go. Dig in, mate. Tell us what you think.
This is a taste test. Here we go. Try and get a bit of this.
What's the the generic cooking show response.
Oh man, that's so good. Oh man, it's so good. For me, eating this is what it's all about. This is what soul training, finding space is why we're working together. Because where you have your protein, your vegetable, have a carb source, but it's not, you know, tuna in a can with brown rice and a broccoli. Like this is what holistic health needs to be. It doesn't have to be horrible to eat healthy.
Absolutely.
This tastes amazing.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, there's variety here. There's you know, you're trying different things, but at the same time, you know, like you said, good nutrition doesn't have to be boring. You know, it can be tasty as well. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it, mate, and hopefully everyone else is going to enjoy it as well.
Perfect. I think for the rest of this, so we can get into it, I'm going to say a big thank you to James Green Media behind the camera. Luckily enough, we've got another affiliate there for you to join us after this. We'll dig into this, but if anyone else wants more information around the ebook, please I'll leave a link down below and reach out to us. For everyone that wants to get to know Les Aloud better and finding space, what's their plugs? Where can we get to you?
Yeah, so on my website is probably the best place you can find me, www.findingspace.co. Socials as well, Facebook and Instagram is at findingspace.co. So you know, hit me up in any of those channels and yeah, say good day.
Definitely, especially around the piece that you talked about mentoring. I think it's really important, something I'm a big advocate for, and we'll definitely be touching on it very soon.
Absolutely.
For everyone else, Soul Training, again, follow and subscribe to this page, Instagram handle, everything will be linked down below, and looking forward to our next installment for the next series.
Okay.
Thanks team. Yeah, I'm in.